Yo. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm at the gym this morning. Cool. What's up, Slater? What's up, Kenneth? Yo, yo, yo. Oh, man. I wanted to sleep in today, so I moved the time back. It was nice. I slept till like 6:30. Whoops. Good morning, Jody. What's up? What's up? And so it was really nice. The family is home. Half the school has the flu, so we had to shut it down because my wife didn't even have enough teachers to operate the school, which is crazy. What's up, Heather? Good morning. Which means that I can leave the house before 9 o'clock, which is great. Oh man. How was everyone's weekend? It's Tuesday, which means it's not Monday. I figured Gus would pop his way on here to brag about the Rams, which was my anticipation. Maybe not. Let's see. What we got? What's in the CrossFit world this morning? Anything good? I don't even know who that is. Oh yeah, this is probably true. What's up, Ben? Get my life together here. Quest. Nothing important. What's up? What's up? Thanks. Rule book is out. We can go over a little bit of rule book if we want to. Does anyone have any questions about the rule book? I know Spin did a show. I tried to convince him to let me come on the show. He ghosted me. Rams about to get their ass whooped in Philly. I don't know. I mean, they looked really good last night. Thanks for the jack. Yeah, thanks. Dude, this is a Walmart special. This jacket is $30. And yeah, this is true. But I mean, they also gave up. I mean, the Vikings were a top 5 offense, and they gave up, I don't know, 200 total yards of offense last night. So that's a tough one. Oh, my jacket. This is a Walmart special. So on our camping trip, it was cold, right? We live in Florida, right? So all we have is hoodies, right? Maybe a thick hoodie. We don't have like winter jackets. And so we went to Walmart to get like water and wood and stuff because we were really close to one. And so I was like, man, I want like a fleeced cheap thing that's kind of like, like a rougher material for like fires is basically what I got it for, to sit out by the fire. And it's like $34. I don't even know what brand it is. What is this? Brahma. I don't know. It's not Dickies. I don't think they sell Dickies anymore. I looked for one. I really looked for a Carhartt, and then I was like, oh yeah, obviously Carhartt, like, gentrified themselves and they went to whatever, now they're like a bougie brand. So it's not a Carhartt. I don't know, whatever this brand is. Sean, I watched all the WODprep Bring Muscle Up videos yesterday. Going to get started on that band progression. I love it. Dickies was always at Walmart. I used to wear Dickies. Like, I used to wear like the bright colored shorts. I have all those like white, red, blue. I used to dress a lot different at some point in my life. They have a whole Carhartt section. You're right. But this was $30. This jacket for Carhartt would be like over 100. Sean, I watched all the WODprep Marine Muscle Up progressions. So I'm stoked. Send me videos. I'd love to give you some feedback. Also, if you want like an actual like step-by-step approach, we have an 8-week course. right? So, yeah, I was like, I certainly wasn't emo. Let's go with, I wore really big clothes and like I had to hold my pants up. Let's just like process like what that means. And so that was what my high school attire looked like middle school to early high school. So that was that. So when I bought Dickies, it was like the really long shorts. I don't think I own a pair of shorts that even comes close to my knees now. And if it even touched my knee coming up when I was younger, it was way too short. So now it can't be short enough. Now I'm like, give me some Ranger panties. You know what I mean? So, yes, Walmart does have nice stuff. I'm actually very much considering like next time I need some clothes, just going there first instead of trying to um, like find stuff online. Because I mean, this online would have been $200. So skinny, who's skinny? You're skinny, Jody, from following WODprep's programming. Is that what you're saying? Emo chicks. Yeah, you know, that's all right. Let's see what we got. Let's go this way. Zoom myself. There we go. I don't need to see myself. I'm on my laptop. It's very challenging to run StreamYard on a laptop because you have to you need multiple screens. So, all right. What's in the I was very skinny. Very, very, very skinny. I was like 155 pounds when I graduated, maybe 160. No, that's probably true. 155. And then middle school, I mean, like ninth grade, I haven't grown since like ninth or 10th grade. And I was like 125 then. I was very skinny. Yeah. Very skinny, too big of clothes, listen to rap music, thought I was a gangster. I wasn't, obviously. So, yep, that's my backstory. Let's see. I need to figure out a way to get my Instagram to be more CrossFit. Like it's just a bunch of memes. Who's doing NorCal qualifier? Anyone? Anyone watching? Jeff was 165 when he graduated from 5'5". You're 5'5", Jeff? Holy smokes. I didn't realize you were that tall. I feel like I would get canceled if you guys saw my Instagram. Almost guaranteed. All right, let's see. What else? Oh, Dave had a YouTube last night. I know Savon does the YouTube review, but I watched it this morning, and I want to go over it a little bit. So I thought it was good. He talks about why. No, I was just kidding. I don't know. I have no idea how tall you are. I can hardly picture you outside of your picture. Two things. He talks about the Community Cup and why they chose it, which was cool. We're going to play it on 1.25. This is a set. Here we go.
So the first comment is at Extremist 1978. Hey Dave, age group qualifier question here. I just realized there are no more quarterfinals. May I ask what the thought process was behind removing those, even though I never made it?
So before he actually starts, I just want to say that his reasoning is always good. Obviously, he talks really well, and so, but I do like this. Like I like his reasoning. it's a process that I didn't even consider of why. And so that's where it's at.
Semifinal, made a semifinals. It was a nice gauge and accomplishment structure. Do I assume that 2% per division is now the age group? Thank you in advance. So conceptually, we went from having 4-stage qualifiers throughout all divisions to 3-stage qualifiers. And with the 4-stage qualifiers that existed last year with the age group qualifiers, there was a lot of redundancy in terms of like online, and then the actual competition.
It was online competition. I was just kidding, guys. About the
3 onlines in a row, actually. So by doing by moving everyone to a 3-stage competition, it's open. Then there's the middle qualifying section, and then there's the games. The piece with quarterfinals, though, we had this conversation with the affiliates last week in Nashville. There was some confusion around that, but they said, "What happened to quarterfinals? How come you guys got rid of those?" And we've heard that from other people too. Basically, what's interesting about that is last year was the only year we've done quarterfinals,
which isn't true.
And the year before that, we did top 10%.
So he's saying quarterfinals is in like top 25%. That was the first year they did that. But we've had quarterfinals since 2021, just to be clear.
There was a year before that we did qualifiers, and then before that we didn't have a quarterfinal stage at all. The reason we went from 10 to 25 is we wanted to see if we let more people compete, if there was an interest in competing at a higher level of stage, a higher stage. A lot of people, even within our company, thought that people would not be interested in competing in quarterfinals because they'd be so far down that 25% leaderboard that they wouldn't have a shot of advancing. But actually, a lot of people.
This is what's interesting, is these people are running the CrossFit Games, okay, and not just Dave. Let's just assume Dave isn't the minority in this, or the majority in this thought process. For them to, makes me concerned. Like when I hear things like this, for him to say, the majority of people in HQ didn't think that people down the leaderboard would want to compete more is absolutely mind-boggling to me. That means to me that their finger isn't quite on the pulse. Okay. And I'll hit more on that when he finishes.
Registered for quarterfinals. I had no chance of advancing forward. So what we decided was, well, clearly there is an interest and appetite for competing at a next level or another stage. Instead of having quarterfinals again, let's just open it up and have another level, another competition where pretty much everyone can compete. So you look at the people who signed up for the Open. In theory, those are people who are saying, I am interested in competing online. So having another competition, not just for the top 25% of all of those individuals, but for everyone from that cohort. So if you want to continue again, like even I take a look at myself as an example. I'm not top 25% of anything, really. Actually, I was in my age group last year, but not of the individual. But if I wanted to go on and compete, and let's say I wasn't as fit as I was last year, and I didn't make top 25% of the age group, then I would have had no area to go on and compete. Now at this, we have an additional layer for everyone to compete. And what the intent is, out of the Open, you finish and you get your level. And so levels are 1 through 10, 1 being 0 to 10%, 6 being 55 to 65%, level 9 being 80 to 89th percentile of the Open, and then level 10 being 99 to 100th percentile. Then from there, you can compete in the Community Cup with a group grouped by level, in a group that's grouped by level. So level 10 and 9 are classified as pro, level 8 and 7 as advanced, 6 and 5 intermediate, 4 and 3 novice, 2 and 1 rookie. And in the Community Cup, you'll have 3 workouts over the course of a week. So
all right, okay. So I think I think this is a good idea. I think they just didn't approach it well, right? Like Community Cup sounds like a participation trophy. And people don't like that. People want to compete. But for them to think, and I hope Dave didn't consider this either. Like, I hope he's not in that majority statement that the people from 85th percentile or 89th percentile to 75th percentile, to assume that they didn't want to compete more because they're too far down the leaderboard is mind-boggling to me. Those are the people, those are the ones that go to the CrossFit Games. Those are the ones that are consuming, those are the ones that are as gung-ho, if not more gung-ho for the Open than the top 10%. They don't stress about it. They just really enjoy it. They love being a part of something because they can't compete. They're probably scaled. This is also what they don't realize is that, like, they have these levels and whatnot, but they have like the 85th percentile and level 9. And like, guys, you do realize that there's a lot of 85th percentiles that are still scaled athletes. And I think they kind of missed the pulse there. But again, I think they don't have their finger on the pulse of like what the community wants, and that kind of just is like a little concerning. And if you guys have watched my show, I never talk bad about HQ and whatever it is, and I support CrossFit, but that's just like an interesting statement for them to make, uh, because like they just don't. I don't think they have like a good relationship with who is doing what. And I feel like maybe we do a little bit more here at WODprep because most of our athletes are in that 75 to 89th percentile. All right, I'm gonna roll back up for a couple questions. Jeff, I thought, yeah, I don't know how tall you were. It is tall. 5'5" is super tall, Kenneth. Avera, anyone in your box heading to FOTC? Not my box, but Nelson, one of our coaches, is competing. In, I don't know, some high level division. Jeff, this was stated. So an FYI, I took the judges course last night and looked up some advanced judges courses. In order to take the advanced course, a prerequisite is a current L1. Yes, that was stated in the initial releasings from CrossFit, which is a good thing. Goal this year was, and you're fine getting last place there. Yeah, I know. Larry, this is kind of what I hit on. Party doesn't get as more people had a chance to make, which is a big deal. It's about being, yeah, and I think they could have kept it, even like kept it and like put it later in the year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like you could have just been like, here's the, like, I don't know. Like you could have just called it something different than the Community Cup, because the Community Cup, again, just sounds like a participation trophy. I hope they can doctor it up, and I hope they can present it well, and I hope that they can, make people feel like it's not just a participation trophy. Maybe even give out some prizes to the people who finish in higher levels. Lots of questions. I know we'll continue to beat a dead horse about quarterfinals, but it's competitive. Yeah, I think so. People in quarters are still in big game. Yeah, like you mean like you're still in the race. I get it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I agree with this. This is what I was super confused about, but now it makes sense. So Scottish G says, I set making the quarterfinals as a goal, never making the games, but it felt like it'd be a good achievement, and it seemed like a money spinner for CrossFit. Weird decision. So when they did it, we all thought it was a money decision, right? Like a big money grab. Okay. But then they took it away, and now we're like, man, it seems like they're leaving a lot of money on the table. I think they truly think the Community Cup is a better thing for the community, which is why, to me, I feel like sometimes their decisions, seem that their finger just isn't on the pulse of like what the people want. Right. But then again, like they spin it to like, oh, this is the best decision, which is what their job is. That's what Dave's job is, right? Is to make us feel confident in his decisions and things like that. But it just, I don't know, man. It seems funny that like, if this is really what their like true thought was, is that they think that this is what people would want more, which is just kind of strange to me. Misha, but are they not basing this on pure numbers? Saying people want to pay to compete in quarterfinals is kind of speculation. I'm not sure what you're saying here. I don't think anyone said that. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, Jeff, well, let's see. It did. It said you had to be a current L1 to be an advanced judge in that first. Yeah, for this stage of competition, judges will need to require to hold a current L1 or higher. So All right. And then, yeah, Misha, my goal is to make 90%. Would never pay to do the quarterfinals. There's no gym. Well, that stinks. Still think everyone should do it, right? I think this is part of the, yeah. And I still think the Community Cup is going to be a challenge, right? So watching the quarterfinals, felt like doing the Open and the regionals area. You had no business doing a lot of, so I mean, that's the same with everybody, but it was the challenge. Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good point. I still think the Community Cup will fill that narrative. Hopefully, it sounds like each level will have like a little bit different of a variation for the workouts, which is, I think, going to be good. Referring to not having their finger on the pulse, I assume they make the quarterfinal decision based on. No, I don't think they did. I think they based on how many people did it, and they were surprised at where the numbers came from. Meaning a lot of lower ranked people did it, and so they wanted to open it up. It sounds like they were making the decision to open it up to lower level athletes below the 75%, and that's why they did it, right? Maybe they think they're going to get more people in total to sign up again. And it's just how they market it, right? Like if they do a good job, if they hammer it in, they support affiliates to do it. Could be something. I mean, it could be an equi money grab. I don't know. Hard to know. All right. And then I think he talks about some money here. So we'll go to this point. I just want to hear him talk about the money a little bit. I kind of skimmed through this to get some points to talk about here.
Oh yeah, the prize money. So we announced the details for the prize money earlier this week, and I'm really excited about the structure and the concept. And basically, what we announced was the open money feeds the prize money. So if you care about like supporting the whole sport and the whole system, registering for the open directly impacts the affiliates and the athletes. And I say the affiliates because for the first time we've structured it so a big segment of the prize money will actually go to affiliates, which I'm really excited about. And what's that look like? We're basically giving $2,500 gift cards to Rogue or from Rogue to a number of affiliates that meet some certain criteria. And why Rogue gift cards? Well, because at least with that you can build your gym up or improve the equipment or make reinvest in your gym with that money to give a better experience to your clients. And so how it's working is the model. There's half of all the registration from the open goes to prize money. And so in this model, I have some numbers scripted here, where 300,000 people sign up. The total cash prize for the game season is $3 million. And of that, 20% of that is for affiliate prizes. So if 300,000 people sign up, 600,000 of that goes to affiliates in the open. And the way that breaks down is in that model there will be 2 different categories for how affiliates will get prize money: through participation, through numbers of people who sign up for the open, and through performance. And performance, we've had this leaderboard in the open before. We've actually had both leaderboards in the open. And each will be broken down essentially by region. There's several regions that we've used in the past that will stay the same. And so let's say North America East or North America East, North America West, in the model where 300,000 people sign up and the prize is.
We're on 1.5.
For affiliates
I listen to everything. Everything I listen to is on 1.5. I can't. This makes me want to throw up if I'm unless I'm watching it live.
600,000. That means roughly 17 gyms in North America West and 17 gyms in North America East, and also 17 in Africa.
I can't listen to it that slow. Sorry.
17 in South America, 17 in Europe, 17 in Asia. We'll get these $2,500 gift cards for the 17 with the most people signed up in those areas. Also for performance. So you don't need to have a lot of people signed up to be able to play in this competition, call it. You can also win it by competitive level. And now, so people, when we're talking about this, would say, oh, well, those with the most people also are the ones who perform the best in the open. And that's not true. We had them did a cross comparison of both lists from last year. And I think from like each continent, call it, or region, there's like 2 or 3 that were on both lists. So meaning you could have a really high score as a gym with just a few of your members contributing, rather even if you had 200 people sign up, if you had way more people sign up than the other gym. Regardless, the point is, it's an opportunity to give back to the affiliates and support them in I believe, a meaningful way. And the more people that sign up, the more of these gift cards we're able to give, and the more affiliates are able to receive the benefit of that. Same thing goes out into the open. Into the individuals. So in the open of this model that 300,000 people sign up.
So answer this question from Ken. Why do you think the weekend review is still on Dave's channel, not on CrossFit's main channel? I mean, Dave has said this many, many, many times, right? I think once you put it on CrossFit's channel, then it becomes like CrossFit's expression of news, right? I think Dave still reserves his own viewpoints a little bit within that. And so he's not directly talking for CrossFit. He is, but he isn't, right? Like he's said it multiple times. And I know, a duck is a duck, but he says that he is not speaking on behalf of CrossFit on these channels, right? Like that's not what he's doing. Should he be? Probably, right? I mean, or should we just have fucking week in review and just like give him a script and let him just be on Zoom? What's CrossFit doing this week? Boom. Right? Like, I mean, it doesn't even need to be a CrossFit Games update show. It could just be a CrossFit update show that does every week. It takes 10 minutes. You put them on Zoom, give them a camera, give it to an editor. They put it up every week. And so I think they could do this, but I think that's why it's not on the main channel for sure. Yeah, I think that's what I mean. Like they could fucking do this with whoever. It doesn't even matter. Like it could be Dave and someone else, and they spend another 15 minutes on a call. It goes back and forth. You give it to an editor. You pull some video out. You make it look nice. You cut out the ums, the whats, and then you keep it to 10 minutes, and you just put it up every week. It'd get 1 million views every single week. Maybe not 1 million. It'd get a lot of views, right? It'd get hundreds of thousands for sure on their main channel. Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Jody, is 300,000 signups reasonable? We were at 320 last year. I think it's going to be a little lower. I don't think north of 300,000 is where it's going to. I think it's going to drop some. But we'll start to see, right? Open signups start in like 3 days. And so it just really is like how they're going to market it, right? The website looks really good. I did want to point that out. I think it looks really nice, like how to navigate it, like CrossFit Games, season updates. Like it just looks better. Learn more. Boom. The one thing that I don't understand is why it's not on CrossFit.com, right? I don't know why it's not there. It's always been surprising to me why they treat these as like two separate entities, and they really shouldn't. So it's really just going to depend. It's going to depend on how well they start to market it. The support they're giving for the affiliates is really, really good, right? Especially like these huge affiliates that are going to try and get the $2,500 gift card. Like there's a lot of big affiliates that, $2,500 might be, like a drop in the bucket for them, but the prestige of it, I think will be good. And so, I mean, I can see this. I think tons of people want to sign up and support athletes. I think it's a good idea, right? It might be kind of like they're sort of like forcing people's hands. But I think that's okay, right? You have to do it in affiliate. You have to do the sign up, blah, 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 blah. So my question is, and I don't know if this is answered, maybe anyone in the chat knows, does the in-affiliate semifinal and the Community Cup signups go towards that money too? Because, I mean, that's a lot of money, right? I mean, we're talking still talking about, hundreds of thousands of dollars of signups for both of those, most likely, maybe a couple $100,000. Does that go to the prize pool or the total sign up cost as well? But anyways, what I was saying was, I think that website is well designed this year, right? Season updates, which is more important than latest news, right? And so we have the rule book, which is great. More payouts, etc. Some education, and I think these are ever changing, which is good. I like this. This should probably just be the journal for sure. I like this. The season overview looks really nice. We're going to open it up a little bit so you guys can see, right? And then it slides, like it's very friendly. Semifinals, invite only. This should probably slide over to like June though. It's probably not quite the right bit. I disagree. I mean, well, there was no reason for them to care. Everyone says this, right? That like people don't know, but they do know, right? And if, they're learning, it's like, oh, hey, this helps fuel these athletes that we watch on TV and things like that. I think it does a little bit, maybe not a ton, but they do give a shit. I don't think they don't give a shit. I think that's like reductionist in the people's. Now some people just don't know, right? But I think they would care if they understood, right? And so again, I think it just comes down to how CrossFit is going to portray the message and the need for oops, whoa, that's not a bad screen. Anyways, and the need for athletes or for people to sign up for the open. It's all about marketing, right? All about marketing. I hope the YouTube channel pops off. I hope they start putting out content. So we'll find out, But anyways, I think this looks good. I think the website is nice, which is always a good thing. The app is working really well. Rule book, they're hammering it down on the things that are important, which is good. Oh, for sure. Hey, it's 28. All right. Fuck you, Avera. My show's also tiny, but you're right though. That's a fair point. And so some people just also don't like this medium of communication. Like Ben doesn't even like it. He hates this. Anyways, so it's but all we can do is try, right? Like this is like what we do, and this is my job, and so I'm gonna support it whether CrossFit pays me or not. Misha, did they checkmate athletes? It's always been in their best interest to promote the open, even though they didn't think it was. It always has been. But yes, for sure. But they won't, right? But yeah, I think they should be like contracted too. Like I think it should be part of it. Like if when you make the games, the following year, like you're part of your requirement to make the games is like 3 posts or something like that. I'm pretty sure Savon said that the other day, and I think that's a really good idea. Leveraging athletes to push the open narrative is really important. That's why programs are successful, right? Like all the successful programs are built on the backs of elite athletes. Not that the program is good or not good, right? But every single program, there's the top 10 profiting programs in the space all look almost identical, right? Like you can say what you want about them, but they're all very similar. But they're built on the backs of elite athletes, right? They're not built on, coaching quality or interaction or, expertise or anything like that. They're just built on the back of athletes, which the success of the sport will be built on the back of athletes as well if they push it, right? So, yes. I don't know if they checkmate them, but, is what it is. Okay, and we're at 25. Okay, we were at 30 a minute ago. Let's bump those numbers up. All right. Yeah. So, anyways, I think it's I just hope they stick with it, right? I'm always optimistic for change. I'm always optimistic for change, and I'm optimistic that change will work. I just wish that they would keep some consistency. Last year, it felt like consistency was going to be good, but I think everyone was, until they sell, the in-person semifinal thing is probably gone. But I also think that this is not a terrible situation now. We have 10. I can see them adding like one more, getting to 20, right? Getting to 20 from in-person events and then 10 coming from the open. So we'll be very close to getting back to what we were in 2019. I can see us getting there and maybe hanging there for a little while, right? So that's how I see it going, right? Even if they sell, I can see it getting to something like that. And then, potentially giving some support to some of those people with some financial support, et cetera. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff to cover, and I think I think we're in a good situation as long as they hang out with it. Just give us till, what year is it? 2025. Just give us 3 years of like no big changes, right? No change of like, no taking away anything. Keep the community cup the same, right? Now, if you like change percentages within it, like level 9 is 84% or whatever, that's fine. Do whatever you see, based on participation and things like that. You know, push the marketing, push this, and just don't change it for 3 years. Just don't change the main structure, right? You can add an event, you know what I mean? Or take away an event. So it's 12 to 13, whatever, right? Like those are nominal changes that I think would be fine, but just give us a little bit of consistency from like a major structural change, right? Everyone's like, oh, it's always changing. It was pretty much the same from like 2013 to 2018. Okay. And then 21 and 22 and 23, really in 24, were pretty much the same, right? It just sort of like, it got harder and harder, right? They took away some stuff, but the overall structure was the same, right? Online, quarterfinal, in-person, semifinal games, right? Masters seems to stay the same, but like taking like the 23 to 24 change was massive, right? Too big for sure. And it pisses people off when we take too big of swings. But I think it is what it is. Let's see what else.
Is a lot of money in the open for prize money, and it's more prize money for the top 3 individuals than we've ever given. Top 3 each week. And
yeah, and so I think this is good too, right? Like this is going to push athletes. So go back.
Give, and the more affiliates are able to receive the benefit of that. Same thing goes out into the open. I'm sorry, into the individuals. So in the open of that, this model that 300,000 people sign up, 5% is going to the open. So $150,000 is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Open.
He's right. That is a lot of money
for prize money, and it's more prize money for the top 3.
Vicky, I emailed you back yesterday. Sorry for the delay.
Individuals than we've ever given. Top 3 each week, and then top 3 at the end of the open. Also for individuals, semifinals, everyone who qualifies through our online semifinal will get a payout. So that's also really cool. And then at the games in this model, the top spot gets 367,000. So that's if 300,000 people sign up. And last year, I think it was like 320 sign up. Our highest ever has been 415. If 300,000 people sign up, the payout to the top individual is 360 something thousand. What's cool or what's different too is as more people sign up, the prize money for all of these spots, individuals too, increase. Same thing with divisional games, age group, and adaptive. So again, it's this notion of if you really care about the sport and care about these athletes making more money, care about the affiliates.
So this is on Larry's. I agree. Yeah, in some capacity, I agree 100%. Like they could have just named it something different. They could have just named it something different and it wouldn't have been a participation trophy, like kept it in the season, like like in affiliate semifinal. And like if you're like, you could have just been like, you have level 1, 2 all the way up. But the problem with that is, just to be fair, Avera, is the way that it's designed. If you invited every single person to the semifinal, affiliates would crumble. They wouldn't be able to manage it, right? So there is a flaw in that design, right? And like taking it into the way that it's totally restructured as far as the community cup is probably the only way they saw it being able to open it up to everybody and not crumble the affiliates. So just to because those workouts and community cup workouts, the community cup workouts are going to be designed to be done in a class, right? They will for sure, but the in-affiliate semifinals are not. And so you couldn't do it that way, right? It is a good idea. That's kind of the thought I had, somehow keeping it in the season, but not, right? Like, I don't know. But yeah, this design would crumble. Like affiliates wouldn't be able to do it if they use semifinal workouts, right? Like the community cup workouts are going to be class friendly, right? Even if they're harder, even if there's ring muscle ups or whatever it is. But I don't think that the like rope climbs or GHGs or something like that, or like ambulating, right? Like locomotive stuff, like moving 25 feet would crush affiliates. So I don't think they could do that. What was I saying before that? Shit, I don't remember. Oh, to Larry's. Larry said, wish the percentage of payout was reflective of participation. But if more masters sign up, more masters get paid, right? And I don't know what the numbers are breaking down, but I assume it's got to be pretty close to what it was. Let's see if we can find if that distribution for masters. Can't remember if it was on there. New pairs. Nope. Come on. Am I sharing this tab? Are you guys moving with me? Nope. Rulebook. Here we go. All right. Come on, go. All the way at the bottom. Maybe not. Oh. I think it's all the way at the bottom. Come on. Yeah. Holy smokes. There we go. All right. So that's individuals, teams, divisionals. So it's 300,000 for all of it. All right. I don't know what that. I don't know. I don't know how the breakdown went last year. I guess we could just look and see. It's only the top 3 that get it. And it was like really high to sort of lower. How many divisions? 35. Now there's 70, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So 8 divisions. Older divisions were like 10 grand each, so 20 grand a pop. Yeah, I mean, it was like 20, 20, 20, like 55, 60, 60, 65, 70 will probably be like 5, 3, 2 or 5, 2, 1. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty similar. Maybe even a little bit more for 35s. What percent of the open participants do you think? I think it'll be, because it's open to everyone. And again, it's just how they market it. I think it'll be about the same number that did quarterfinals, personally, right? If they market it well, if they make it easily presentable by the affiliates as far as like what the workouts look like, structure, can you do it in class, that kind of stuff, then I do think that it'll go well. Because you have a whole week, 3 workouts, and basically you would just like put them in class. It would be my opinion, right? And I hope that's how they do it. If they don't do it like that, and it's kind of like a semifinal workouts, and people are doing it separate from class, then no way it's going to work. 0% chance. But if they set it up like that to be class friendly, they give workout plans, the 60 minutes, it can be done in that with the warm up, etc. You can do it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever. Then I think it'll go well. So, yeah, I mean, maybe, right? I mean, you're an N of 1, but I know a lot of people feel the same way. But I know a lot of people won't feel the same way, right? Like, again, scaled athletes that have never got to compete again will not feel that way. Like, you're still taking 25% more, right? Or 3 times more people. So from 1% to 75%, 74%, and you're giving them something that they didn't have, right? That's a lot of people, and so I think a lot of people will still be excited about it. Also, your pool is bigger. So if you're 33% as successful as you were in the top 25%, now you have everybody, then you're still more successful, right? Like your total participation number is still going to be higher. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. What else? All right. Anyone else got anything good? I think that's enough of Dave for today. What else? Savon went on early. Brat. Cool. Should we just watch Savon? That'd be funny. This is true. Sean's right. The To Be Fair quarters was just a participation trophy unless you're in the top 1%. Right. But you were in the winners bracket, as Avera said. But I agree. It was just a participation trophy for the most part. For sure. Yep. For the most part, it was. So, yeah, I mean, I think you're right. So we'll see. Again, my only hope is that media works really hard to push it across all things and that we don't change it for a couple of years. If we can do that, I think it'll be successful. I think those are the two points. Like they've done a good job setting it up to where it benefits the affiliates. That's a good thing. Benefits the athletes to push it. Now just stick with it, right? Now it's CrossFit HQ's job to leverage Instagram, to leverage YouTube, to leverage email, .com, et cetera, to push it for the next 6 weeks. So I think that's where we're at. So yeah, but I mean we have an affiliate semifinal, so I think your point is moot at that point. Like it's a moot point at that specific narrative, right? So as per my prior post, quarterfinals also serve the elite athletes doing what 3-week open cannot do. It did, but now we have semifinals, so that's what that does, right? So I don't think that's really a valid point. So that's what this in affiliate semifinal is. So my affiliate is 100% fitter than yours, Sean. You know how I know that? Because you guys do the wrong programming. Just saying. No doubt in my mind. Ugh. But yeah, I'm all for some like affiliate wars. Fuck yeah. Anyways. All right, what else do we got? Anything important? All right, let's do a little sponsor thank you. I want to thank our sponsor, Third Z. Third Z is the #1 rest and recovery supplement on the market, right? Take it before bed every night. No sedatives that turn off your recovery processes that are supposed to happen during healthy and normal sleep. Contains 4 all-natural substances, collagen, magnesium biglycinate, L-theanine, and GABA, all to support sleep without altering hormone issues. Okay, no melatonin, no hormone disruptors, just supporting sleep from naturally occurring substances, collagen to improve quality and rebuild soft tissue while you sleep, magnesium to help stay asleep and get relaxed before bed, and L-theanine and GABA to improve how long you stay asleep, how your deep sleep looks, and making sure that you're ready to hit those numbers when you go through. All right. Cool. Let's see. If you guys are looking to get ready for the open as well, scan that QR code. This way. There we go. Over there. Whoops. Over there. There we go. That looks way better. Right there. To get the best open programming, in my opinion. This is what we do. We prepare athletes for the open. We help athletes learn skills like double unders, toes to bar, chest to bars, skills that are for sure going to pop up in the open. If you struggle with those, email me, cj@wodprep.com, or comment here in the chat. Head over to wodprep.com. We have courses for muscle ups, double unders, chest to bar, burpees, weightlifting, powerlifting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We are the place where you can make sure that you're ready for the open and you're not a skilled athlete anymore. I don't know if this is relevant. Very active affiliate with many diehards. I've yet to speak to one member in the box who ever heard of Savon or know who Grace Walton is. Well, maybe you should educate them more. You should start your own. No, it is small. I never I actually had a couple athletes do it and they did really well. I'm going to go play with them today, but I think they're really hard. I don't think they're very easy for the jumping double unders. I don't underestimate how small our space is, especially the YouTube space. I do understand it 100%. I get it without a doubt in my mind, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to push like growing the sport into the people that will grow it, right? Like I think when we try to market outside of our space, that's a bad idea. We have enough people in the space, right? Like we have enough people that do CrossFit currently, and we should continue marketing to them through the affiliates. That should be the goal, not to bring more people into affiliates for growing the sport, right? That's how we should grow affiliates, right? But the CrossFit Games only open by growing. The CrossFit Games only grows by growing the Open. The Open only grows by getting people that are currently in the affiliates to sign up for the Open, which only grows by getting more people into affiliates, right? So it's this like cascading effect, right? And so supporting the affiliates to get more people to come in, supporting the affiliates to push the Open and have an open narrative within their gym is where we will grow the CrossFit Games, not by bringing random sponsors in and trying to get people not in the CrossFit space to come watch the CrossFit Games. That's not where we are. It'll be a long time before we get to that point. I don't think we'll ever get to that point. So, and then no, I haven't. I'm actually in the gym, so I'm going to play with them when I get off this call. I have an hour and a half before my calls start. No, for sure. I'm not saying it's not, right? Like I'm a realist. Like I'm just, I'm not going to sit here and say that we don't have a chance because my job is based in this, right? So like, my perspective is very logical, right? I understand that the challenge is ahead of us, but I think a lot of it lies into, HQ. But again, what I just laid out is how it would work, right? I mean, obviously, that's just my opinion, but I didn't say everyone should watch it, or I think that it should grow because it's way better than what it is, but I think the way that we get it to grow is what I said, right? So that's the biggest deal. So I think Savon's a great competitor. You don't know who Savon is? Elite athlete. All right. On that note, I'm going to walk downstairs and get some fitness in. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being here. We'll be back maybe later today with a little update show with Travis and or John for sure later in the week. I'll be back on Friday for a call, probably back a little bit earlier. I'd love to keep it this late, but we'll see. All right, guys. Thanks so much.